Hello and welcome to our channel MarshStream, your public performance broadcast platform. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also donate to our tip jar and support the arts and artists of MarshStream by clicking the link below in the description. Check out our website at themarsh.org for all upcoming live performances. Now enjoy the show.
Welcome, I'm Janet Chamalis. Tracy and I will be sharing with you Yuan Qigong tonight, and we'll be going back and forth. So you have two teachers tonight. And to start, one of the ways we start in the Qigong practice is to do a settling in, do what we call building a Qi field. And you may, who knows what your moment was like right before this one, if you were hustling from one thing to the next, working. It may be busy, maybe slow, whatever it is. We'll just take a moment to settle in and become present. So find a comfortable place to sit or lie down, whatever is comfortable for you. And take a moment to gently close your eyes. You can keep them open also if you'd like, but with your eyes closed, you can take stock inside, just to take a moment to feel, how does your body feel in this moment? We're just noticing, not trying to change anything, just becoming a little more aware, bringing ourselves back present to this moment right now. Notice the breath. Is it constricted, fast, open, slow? Just noticing. And noticing the mind. What's the mind up to? And noticing emotions. How are you feeling in this moment? And noticing your qi, your energy level. You're feeling tired, feeling ready to run around. What's the qi doing? How's your energy level in this moment? And taking a breath in and a breath out. And keeping your eyes closed, if your eyes are closed, and your awareness is now internal. You have an internal awareness just by checking in. We're going to expand awareness a bit. So from inside the body, you can expand your awareness to include the room you're in. And you can expand your awareness out even further to include the whole earth and everything living. You can expand awareness out even further to the vast universe. Infinite possibilities. Feeling that connection. And then drawing your awareness back to your body again. Feeling the spaciousness inside. And noticing again. We're going to do a lot of noticing today. We're not trying to do, we're just trying to be. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. You can keep them closed too if you want. And I'll hand it over to Tracy.
So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the format of this class is for the next 5 weeks. As you see, Jan and I are going to be co-teaching, so you'll be getting a little bit of both of us, or each of us, So it's a 5-week drop-in class. We'll be learning the first method of what is called, the form that we teach is called Yuan Qigong. And we'll be teaching the first method, which is called Tian Yuan. We will be practicing the whole form each class. Even if you don't know it, you're going to learn it quickly but easily. We're just going to practice it each week, focusing on a different aspect each week. So this week, we're really focusing mostly on the movements. And over the 5 weeks, we'll go deeper into the mind activity. And the mind activity is really what makes this, makes Yuan Qigong special. So like Jana was saying, it's not about doing. Don't try to be perfect. Don't think that you have to get it all at once. We're going to do it each week. Just do as much as you can. Try to relax and try to have fun while you're doing it. Because a lot of Qigong is to keep your energy level up and spirited, joyful. So we're also going to be learning about Qi and how this method, the Tian Yuan, is about, what we're learning is this method is about gathering Qi to help restore and nourish the body. And we'll talk more about the benefits in a minute. And then we will also be doing a takeaway each class. So each class, you'll learn something, some little part of the practice that you can take and practice the rest of the week, even if you can't remember the whole form that we just taught or did. You have a little bit that you can take home and play with as a separate practice. Have I forgotten anything, Jana?
I think that sounds great, Tracy. Yeah, so thank you for the introduction. So for today, as Tracy mentioned, it's pretty much learning the movement. So we'll talk a little bit here, and then in a few minutes, we'll get up and start learning it, and then we'll have a practice. But I wanted to start first, before we jump into the movements, just to talk a little bit about Qigong and what it is. This may be new for you, or it may not. But Qigong are just gentle movements that help restore the body. And we're working on 3 levels. We're working on the Qi, we're working on the body and the mind. And we're working on pulling them together. So we're in Qigong, there's a unified state. And as Tracy mentioned, one of the things that makes Yuan Qigong special is there's always a mind activity. And the mind activity is what we'll go into a little more next week. And I see there's a question about how to expand into the universe. And we will talk just a teeny bit about that today, but next week, it's one of the visualizations that's part of this. It's how we connect to Qi and how we gather it back into the body to restore Qi. So I just want to take a moment here to show you a couple. We have the joy of being, I can show you a couple of slides. I'm just gonna, for those of you who like to learn visually, I'd like to show you this. That actually did not do it. Thank you for being patient. Or sitting with it, whether or not you feel patient, not important. So just to talk about Qi, body, and mind for a moment. So for the benefits of Qigong practice, we're working on Qi. So as I mentioned, we're restoring Qi into our bodies, which can give us more energy. It can open up our creative process. You know the difference between when you've been overworked, you're exhausted, you don't have a lot of Qi to work with. And you also can probably relate to what it's like when you're feeling invigorated and you're uplifted and you can tackle things in life because you have more Qi to work with. So Qigong is really wonderful at replenishing Qi. And also with more Qi, we have healthier bodies. So it can release the tension in the body, which helps us be more relaxed and natural and joyful. And then the mind, the wonderful aspect of this style of Qigong is that the mind has a job to do. We have mind activity for everything. So the mind unifies with the body. I mean, you probably can imagine where you're walking, you're on a hike, but your mind is way somewhere else. It's not unified with the body. And in our current lifestyle, we're pretty scattered with technology and phones and tabs. And, it's very easy to have our minds disconnected from what we're actually doing. So in Qigong, we bring that back together and we're balancing the mind and the body and the Qi and making space for wisdom and clarity. So I wanted to invite you to think for a minute or reflect on your own, just to take a minute or two to think if you could experience one benefit from this practice, what would it be? And why is that important to you? And what would your creative life look like if you did experience this benefit on a daily basis? So if you're a writer, you're welcome to write down. If you just want to reflect and think about it for a moment or be with it. So I think we'll move on from that a moment. It's just something to keep coming back to. The why is very motivating. I'm going to stop sharing screen for a minute now. Why we practice is very motivating, and remembering why you do it is a good reason to keep showing up for it. Remembering the benefits and really connecting to them is really helpful in cultivating a practice and in starting a practice. So being able to connect with that and think it through, and it'll change over time too, and that's okay. So that's a little bit about the benefits of the practice. And Tracy's going to lead us into the physical movements. But right before she does that, I just want to mention briefly about the mind activity. I said we're going to jump into that more next week, which is true, but we are going to do practice today. So it's good to have the basic understanding of how the mind activity works, and then we'll go into more depth next week. But the mind activity for this particular practice is that the awareness is inside the body. It's very similar to what we did in the beginning. And then we expand the mind out, which is basically expanding awareness. So thinking about it, our body has constraints and limitations. The consciousness can really go much further than the body. So we are expanding by connecting and really thinking about those things and bringing our awareness to them. But we expand out to this universe, which you can envision as bright and abundant. And then we draw awareness back to the body. And we'll talk about it a little more. It syncs up with the movements that Tracy is about to teach. So there's this in and out, going in and out. And the mind, Qi follows the mind. So when the mind goes out, our awareness is out, Qi goes out, we're connecting with this abundant Qi. And when we bring our awareness back into the body, we're bringing that Qi with us. And that's one of the ways in which this practice helps to restore Qi in the body. So we'll have a chance to practice it a little bit. But I'd say for this class, don't worry about it too much. For this class, you can learn the movements, then the movements will become second nature. and then you can focus more on the mind. But just so you have a little bit of basic understanding as we move forward. So we will start standing, and Tracy will lead the she'll teach us the method, we'll practice it, and then we'll come back to sitting at the end. So handing it over to Tracy.
You know, we're in Zoom land. I'm not, it's a little dark. My apologies. So what we're going to learn first off is just the movements of the practice in increments. We're going to be breaking it down. So the first movement we're going to do, we're working with shoulder rotations now. So the first shoulder rotation is we're going to go up and out and down and in. So we're staying on the same plane. We're not going back. We're not going forward. Going up and out and down and in. So it's circular. You're making your shoulders rotate in a very small circle. Very slowly. Just feeling it in your body. Maybe close your eyes for a minute. And just feel the circles. See your shoulders making those circles. Up and out and down and in. Slow movements. We are not really talking about it yet, but when we move into the practice, you want to stay connected to the chi. In the slower movements, you're going to stay connected. Now make those circles a little bit bigger. And you may feel that your arms just naturally start moving along with your shoulders. You feel that as you come up, or as you go out, your elbows start moving out, and then your wrists. Making big circles now. Imagine that you're tracing like the size of a basketball in your shoulders. Rotation. And notice how your elbows, your wrists, and your hands all begin to move along together. Now, just feel the space in your shoulders. Try not to even think about the movement as you're moving, you're making these circles. Feel the space opening up as you make the movement outward and down. So again, it's like what we did with the settling in and reaching out into the universe. Feel that space expand. And just one more, and then bring your arms to the side and just shake it out. And the next movement we're doing is, again, small movements, going forwards, up, back, and down. Forward, so now we are getting that rotation outside of the side plane. And again, just small rotations. I'm sure a lot of you are used or have possibly done this just as it's a wonderful just stretch and opening your chest exercise. If you're like me, you may feel some crunches in your shoulders. I've had a few injuries in my shoulders, so there's still sort of loosening up. Just do it to the extent that you can. If you need to stay at small movements, don't overextend a possible injury that you've had in the past or tenseness. And now again, we're going to make larger movements up and back and down and forward. And again, feel your hands, your elbows and your wrists and your hands start to come and move along naturally at the same time. It's kind of like a locomotive wheels. And then if you can close your eyes, again, just feel that spaciousness of your shoulders opening out. Feel your chest opening. Again, no perfection. We'll be going over these movements each time. Just getting a sense of them right now. And then bring your hands to rest and shake it out. So now we're going to go backwards and up and forwards and down. Backwards, up, forwards, down. Again, small movements. Just get the feeling. Try to remember to relax the rest of your body while you're doing this. And making larger movements. You may see how your hands then come up, your elbows start to move, and your hands and wrists then start to make circular motions also. And bigger motions. Really try to stay connected to your body. Keep your awareness inward. Stay connected to the movement. And one last time. And bring your hands down. So this next one is the opposite of the first movement we made. The first one we made was out, up, in, down. You know what? I have a feeling I did it backwards. Jana, did I do this one first?
Yes.
I did. That's what I thought. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're doing the opposite of that one. So now we're going out, up, in, and down. And so you're pushing out with your palms a little bit to get that rotation. And again, you're staying in the plane, the side plane. Up, in, down, and out. Now larger movements. And you can feel your elbows and your wrists and hands also making circular motions. As your shoulders go up, your elbows come in, your wrists and your hands circle. Don't get caught up in it. Right now, we're just getting the feeling. There's a movement out and in. During the practice, we will be moving gradually from downward to upward with all of these motions. So we'll be going to shoulder height and then eventually moving upward. So you're just getting the movement of feeling the shoulders rotating. So that's actually the first rotation we're going to do, and then you would do the backwards. So now we're going to do this one again. And what you're doing is your hands are not going to go any higher than your pelvic area. So you're making those rotations again, and your hands are drawing in. So the shoulders are up, out, down, and in. Up, out, down, and in. And then we're going to move slowly from here, bringing your hands together like you're holding something, and you're just going to bring it up to your middle of your abdomen. And now you're going to, with your elbows, starting the circle. Your elbows are drawing a circle, and you're bringing your hands around and back in. So from the side, your elbows are drawing a circle. Your hands are also creating a circle, but they just naturally are going to do a twist and come back around. So your hands go out, turning around naturally so that you can draw them back in again. And this movement is going to stay at about abdomen level. So elbow level, your elbows are going to stay at about elbow height, and your hands are going to stay at about your abdomen. So it's like you're bringing something to yourself. And again, Jana is going to talk through, as we do the practice, what the mind activity is as we do these movements. And then from here, we're going to bring our hands so that they're facing upward, but they're not touching. And we're going to slowly move up to in front of the face. And it's basically a similar motion with the elbows are going to start the circle, staying at about shoulder height. Hands are going to come around to in front of the face, to shoulder height, and around. So again, it's like you're drawing the chi back to you. Very slow and relaxed movement. You want to close your eyes. Maybe feel that wave of chi coming at you. You open your arms and then draw it back towards you. And then bring your hands back to the side and shake it all out. Now we still have a few minutes, so why don't we go through just briefly each of those rotations again, especially since I mixed them up, so that you now have the proper ones, when they're going to happen. So the first movement you're going to do is going to be the up, out, up, in, down, out, up, and in. And again, if you can't get the shoulder rotation, or the idea of the elbows to the wrists to the hands is too much, just try to do the in and out as best you can, and get the concept that it's all circular movement here. But that will come with time. And again, we're gradually moving up. And then we're going to be moving forwards, backwards, downwards, forwards. So we're doing the backward roll now. Down, forwards, up. It sounds more complicated. If you can just get into your body, know that you're trying to make circular movements with your shoulders, and let your hands and arms just naturally follow along. It will kick in. And then hands to the side. And then you're going to go back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. And then it's this one where you're going up, out, down, and inward. Up, out, down, and inward. Gradually bring your hands up to the abdomen, the elbows. Draw a circle, reaching out, drawing back in. And one last time. And bringing your hands together, fingers pointing up, moving up to in front of the face. The elbows again, reach out, drawing a circle. Whole body relaxed. Try to keep your hands and your wrists as relaxed as you can while you're doing this. And just feel it like choreography, just an improv dance. Trying to stay relaxed, be in the movement. And just bring your hands down on top of your belly button and relax the body. So before we actually go into doing a practice. Does anybody have any questions about the movements?
Lisa, go ahead. You're on mute. You want to unmute yourself?
Okay. Hi. So with all of those movements, is the rotation about the shoulders? Because it's complicated to me. So some of them, it was obvious you're mentally making a circle with your shoulders. Even when you're up here, you're doing that with your shoulders?
Not really.
Okay.
That's more about the circles with the elbows and the hands coming back at you. You're not doing like a rotation this way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
I kind of found myself overwhelmed, which I realize this is gonna take time.
It will take time. And I think that's why we're going to be doing the practice every single time. It's just sort of see it as Simon says for a while. Don't try to just try to follow along. Don't try to try to not be caught up in how the perfection of it and how it's supposed to look. Okay. Because this practice is really very forgiving.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I found myself not understanding the in motion a few times.
Of which part? Which any of it?
Oh,
you mean the in of the
in where?
The in of the rotation?
Yes.
So let me see if I can do it a little bit closer. So imagine you have a potato under your arm and you're squishing it when you come in, and now you come up and you go out and now you're dropping it.
Okay.
So there's that space there.
Yes, thank you.
Does that help?
Yes. Well, we'll see.
Again, don't worry about it. I know it's a lot to learn the very, very first time for sure, but Jana will, as she's going through the practice, she's going to walk you through the whole thing the same way.
Great.
Were there other questions? Did I see something? Is there a breath component?
I have a question.
Oh, Steph. Well, I just saw is there a breath component not in this practice? Not, just breathe naturally and remember to breathe. Stephanie, was that you that had a question?
Me, yes. Is there any diagrams or anything that can show us during the week?
We do have diagrams. I have been told that they are confusing. I don't know, Jana, if they've been redone in any way.
I think the diagrams are helpful if you have had what we just did, where you've gone through the tutorial, that you get a sense of it, and then you go, what was I doing again? They're kind of a good bookmark. If you were to learn from just the diagrams, it would be quite confusing. But once you get a sense of it, then it can help remember what comes next, what happens next, what do I do with my shoulders, that kind of thing.
Right. And to just use them, just as just to play with one rotation for a while, to just get the idea of, okay, that's the direction I'm supposed to be going. You can play with just to loosen up your shoulders. And then it just becomes more natural.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other questions?
But I think the dropping of the potato and holding it up, that really helps a lot. So little things like that.
You're going to say the opposite. That really confused me.
Oh, really? I think and then you said now we're doing it as big as a basketball. And I just think Yeah, I think those kind of things help a lot to know that we're doing it right at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad it helped. Okay. So Janet,
Yes.
you want to just,
Sure.
anybody else? Otherwise.
Sure, I'll just say a couple things about this is that so about the in, our shoulders don't normally go in. There's no time in our regular life that we're moving our shoulders in. So part of this is loosening up all that tension and loosening up and getting greater mobility in the shoulders and opening them up. And so one of the things that's really important is to pay attention to where you're at right now and not to push it. Qigong is not the no pain, no gain. That's not how we do how what's advised for Qigong. So for Qigong, you meet your body where it's at, because anywhere you're at, you relax more, you loosen up. That's progress. Progress doesn't look like some ideal. Tracy was mentioning that. There's no perfect in this. There's just feeling where you're at and doing that. You can do teeny circles, and you can modify it too. So at any point, you can sit in our practice. At any point, you can put your arms down. You take care of yourself, please. That is the most important thing, and catching and noticing where you're at, and then incremental improvements. That's what we're looking for, incremental improvements. And that's improvement. That's progress. So that's all we need, just incremental. So we'll go into a practice now. And this practice is also going to be more like a tutorial in that we're focusing on the movements today. We'll focus on the movements the whole time. But today it's really the movements and getting it down. And if you've ever done any kind of performance or dance or anything like that, you know that when you're first learning it, the mind is trying to figure out what do I do next? And then after a while, you've got it second nature and you can start thinking about other things. So just give yourself room to go through that learning curve. And that's what today is. So go ahead and stand up. This practice works sitting down too. So if for any reason you need to just sit and do it with your arms in a seated position, that works. So I'm going to start by leading you through the posture, step by step through the practice. So feet are hip distance apart or shoulder distance apart. It's basically the same thing, those joints. They're flat on the ground. There's one point that we use a lot at the top of the head called by way. If you were to fold your ear over, feel that pointy part and go straight up, that's by way. So we do a lot of lifting from by way. And then when we do that, the chin naturally tucks in, spine relaxes, and that's our posture. There's one other point in Qigong. Mostly we're working to open up all the points in the body. There's one point that we close, and that's Hui Yin. It's at the perineum. And that's just so that Qi stays inside the body. So at one point I'll say, close Hui Yin. And that's just something you do with your mind. You don't have to muscle. You just think closed. That's it. Don't worry about it. You got it. So we lift from by way, chin tucks in. And then we're going to adjust the body. I'm going to guide you through relaxation. Then we're going to adjust the chi and the mind. So this first part is going to be standing with our eyes closed. And then we'll go into the movement, and you can open your eyes again at that point. But I recommend just feeling into this. Just be open to it. So we pick a point just a few feet in front of us to rest the vision on. The idea is that the vision's all going into this point and the focus is there. So we're starting with an external focus. And then we slowly guide the focus back into the center of the head, gently closing the eyes. And at this point, really bringing your awareness behind the eyes. And when we're inside the body, forget about images of anatomy. Seeing the inside of the body as spacious, We're making more room. We're increasing our capacity for qi. So we're seeing the body as transparent. You can see it bright if that works for you, or just let go of any image of anatomy and begin to relax the muscles in the face and relax the mind. Relax the jaw, relax the neck, inviting relaxation to flow through the neck and into the shoulders. And inviting awareness to travel down the arms, all the way down to the fingertips. And guide awareness into the chest. The breath relaxes, the muscles in the chest and upper back relax. Inviting ease, come into this moment. Bring awareness into the torso and into the hips, the pelvis, lower back. And guiding awareness down through the upper leg to the knees. Send some gratitude to those knees. The lower leg, ankle and feet. And taking a moment to feel yourself in time and space right here, right now. Awareness inside the body. Now we will adjust our chi and our consciousness. Starting from inside the body, seeing the body as bright, spacious, expansive inside. And expanding awareness out, becoming one with the universe. This is something to be open to. The universe is bright. For the visualization of the universe, thinking about formlessness, the space in between space. Guiding awareness back to the body. Peaceful and calm. Opening to the universe again, this time with a sense of trust and love and gratitude, with respect, reverence. Drawing awareness back to the body and feeling that for yourself. Allowing the bright universe to nurture your heart with trust, love, and compassion. Chi's moving smoothly and harmoniously in the body. And this is when we'll begin the form. So you're welcome to open your eyes. We're just going to do the shoulder rotations that Tracy was doing, where we go up, in, down, and out. Up, in, and when we go in, the knees bend. So knees and elbows bend, and we extend out. Circling up, in, down, and out. And if it helps, you don't have to think about the shoulders anymore. You can just have the circling of the arms and the legs going in, and they're expanding out. And each time they expand out, they go a little higher. So we're going back in, and we're expanding out. And then coming in, knees bend, arms bend, and everything expands out, the legs and the arms. The arms are at shoulder height. We'll keep moving up. Coming in and expanding out. For the mind activity, we go in, awareness is inside the body. And then it expands out. Becoming one with the universe, drawing awareness back in and expanding out. Go in with the arms and legs, expand out. This will be our last one. So hands are above the head, palms face forward. Now we're going to circle going up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward. Each time, slowly, the arms are going lower each time. And if you just want to go down and out as you extend, you can think of it that way. Finding the relaxation in the movement. Going in and expanding out. Going in, expanding out. We're going to keep the arms at shoulder height for a moment. I want to encourage you to just close your eyes, trust your body for a moment, and just practice the mind activity of going in and expanding out with the movement. Connecting to deep inside the body. And then expand awareness out when the limbs go straight. Drawing awareness back in. The mind, the body, and the chi are moving in harmony, expanding out. Drawing back in. And opening out. Going in. Beautiful. And out. And we'll keep moving down. So now you're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them again if you'd like. So we extend out, arms are a little lower. Guiding arms and knees in, extending out, coming back, going out. Do one more in this direction, coming back. So extending arms and legs, drawing them back, and guide your hands gently to the side. Palms face backwards. We're going to do the opposite circle. So back, this is the shoulders, up, forward, down. This is just a circle where we're not going up or down. We're not going up but lower each time we do a rotation. We're just staying in this circle. Knees bend and the arms are down and expand. Circling around. Shoulders go down, back, up, forward. Everything circular. The shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. This would be a good time to just stop trying and just flow. Feel into it a little bit. Just feel what it feels like. We'll do one more. On the back. And guide our hands back down. Now the next section, we're working on what's called the jowls. We'll talk about that a little more in the future. But for today's class, all you need to know to practice it is that lower jowl is from the pubic bone to the belly button. So you envision this whole area of your body is bright. And then connect your hands with it. And we're going to do the rotation that Tracy showed us. So we go up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in. This is our circle. For the mind activity, awareness is in lower jaw, and that's it. Seeing that area is transparent, and then awareness goes out to the universe. And then we draw back chi by bringing our awareness. That's all you have to do. Just bring awareness back, out, in, out. And this is also your chance to soar like a bird. You just soar. And then coming back in. Opening, taking flight, and bringing awareness back into the body. Opening out, this will be our last one. Bringing back awareness, and then we guide the hands up to the middle. Middle jiao is from the belly button to the diaphragm. So we're talking about this part of the body. And we lead from the elbows, like Tracy had shown. We open the elbows and draw back. The knees are bent when we're down. And then open, extend, draw back. And as you can probably guess, the mind activity for this one is awareness is inside middle jiao. Middle jiao expands out. Drawing awareness inside the body, leading with the elbows, circling, and coming back. Circling the elbows and drawing back. We'll do one more. Circling, opening, drawing back. Hands go together, up to the head. And then now we're doing upper jiao, which is from the diaphragm to the shoulder, and we're including the head. So we're doing the whole upper body in terms of mind activity, but the movement is just like the one we did, where you lead with the elbows. The only difference is the hands come back and land in front of the face. So the elbows open again. Now we see upper jiao and the head is bright and healthy. And we expand out awareness as we circle. Once you've got the movement down, that'll flow quite naturally. Right now, I'm just giving you an idea of what it's like for you to play around with. Circling and opening and guiding back. We'll do one more. Opening, guiding back to hands in front of the body. Now we're going to guide our hands up to above the body and open. So the arms are in a circle. Shoulders are nice and relaxed here. And the visualization for this part is that the body is transparent and chi is flowing from your hands are in the universe. And it's just flowing through your whole body. And then we're going to guide it down where I'll show you up close. The hands are going to come back together, close but not touching. And we're going to start from the front of the head, and the hands are going to go down in front of the face. We're going to go down the whole front of the body, in front of the chest. And we're going to keep going slowly down to the sides. We're going to do this 2 more times. So we guide up the hands. The mind activity for this is that we're holding a big chi ball and we pop it to shower it through the whole body. And we guide chi down. So relax the shoulders, relaxing the elbows, leading from the middle fingers, guiding awareness. Hands are in front of the body, but you can imagine your hands inside the body, your transparent body going through the head and the neck, continuing down the chest, through the torso, through the hips, pelvis. The close way in so that the chi goes down the legs, all the way to the feet. And that's just bringing your awareness down your legs and feet. We'll do this one more time, guiding it up. It's called pouring chi down. So keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then relaxing the shoulders and elbows, leading from the middle fingers, guiding the hands down in front of the head. The mind and chi are inside, through the chest. Through the torso. And when you get down to the belly button, right below the belly button, inside is a place called lower dantian. Talk about that more another time. Just turn the hands around the waist. This is the closing to behind the back. And then turn the palms facing up, extending back, leading with the middle finger, opening to the sides, slowly turning the palms forward. And then we're guiding all this lovely chi around us back to this storehouse below our belly button called lower dantian. And women put right hand first, men is left hand first. So you're stacking your palms on top of them. And then we'll spiral chi in. So going left, circling the hands, down, right, up. We'll make 3 circles, 2, very small, 3, and then we'll go the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, you just did the whole form. You guys did great. Yay. We'll do a little bit of a little relaxation here, and then we'll close with the head and face. So go ahead and grab a chair. Go ahead, Tracy.
So you can put your hands, just have them wherever you want, on your knees, legs, whatever feels comfortable. And just go ahead and draw your vision back again into the center of your head. Gently closing your eyes. And just feel your body again. Straighten your posture a little bit, again lifting from Bai Hui, the point on top of your head. Your tailbone down, so you're straightening your spine a little bit to get a nice flow of chi. Tucking your chin in, smiling. Just feel the chi that you've just been gathering. You've just done that nice practice, and even though it may have felt mechanical and you're learning the movements, you were still gathering chi into the body. So just feel how your body feels right now. Relax into that internal awareness. And we're going to use our breath similarly to how we used our mind in the early part, going out into the universe. We're going to use our breath and our mind. This time, as you breathe in, imagine your whole body, the empty body that you're not seeing anatomy, that chi-filled body. As you breathe in, you're expanding just as far as your body goes, and you're seeing your body filled with that bright, abundant chi, and you're connecting with it. And as you exhale, you're drawing all of that chi deep inside into lower dantian, which is that energy space behind your belly button that Jana was talking about, that energy center. So you breathe in, your body or your chi expands to fill your body, and you feel that spaciousness and that bright, abundant chi. You feel it in all of your cells and all of your tissues, everything healthy and well. And as you exhale, you draw it deep inside lower dantian. So just breathe at your own pace. It's not a belabored breathing. It's not a forced breathing. It's just natural breath. Inhaling, connecting to that chi. Exhaling, drawing it as deep into your lower dantian. It's like your lower dantian is the center of the universe. The body is the center of the universe. And what we're doing is we're making all of that chi that we gathered, we're making it our own. It's the chi of nature. We're making it into our own chi so that we have a reservoir. Because we quickly deplete our chi by looking out, by talking, all of these external motions. So what we're doing is we're keeping it, we're holding it and keeping a little safe deposit box of chi in our bodies. And if your mind starts to wander, just go back to your breath, back to that awareness inside the body. Connecting with the chi. Seeing if you can actually feel as you expand and contract. Remembering to relax the body and the mind. And now to end the practice, Jana is going to walk us through something called head and face.
Yeah, so this is one of the things we do. I'll take my glasses off. This is one of the things we do to transition from this really lovely deep state to whatever comes next in life. So you just rub your hands together, you're gathering chi in the hands. And starting from between the eyebrows, opening out the forehead. So the hands just go from the center of the eyebrows out. If you'd like, you can imagine your hands deep inside your head, really opening this space, relaxing that part of the body. And then rubbing the temples. Rubbing around the eye sockets. The vision is clear and bright. Rubbing the sides of the nose, opening up the sinus passages. And rubbing the whole face with chi. The skin is clear and bright. And taking your hands like hooks, starting from the front of the scalp, going all the way to the back, starting in the middle and working your way down the head. If you'd like, you can imagine that your hands are deep inside the head. Blood and chi are moving smoothly. The consciousness is awake and alert. Left hand on the top of the head by way that we talked about. The right hand is between the occiput on Ujjayi and just tap open the gates. So tap. The awareness is on the vibration, feeling that inside the head. And then tapping into the ears. And with you can put your thumb on the back of the ear and this part of your finger on the front, circling, starting at the top of the ear and circling, working your way down slowly to the lobes, gently pulling the lobes. And with your hands at the sides, We'll take one more moment to go internal. Closing your eyes. And acknowledging that we're here, we made it, we did it. Thanking everything that's lined up for us to be here today. And with a sense of gratitude for the care we're giving ourselves, gratitude for the practice, gratitude for the technology, the support staff, everything that's allowed this moment to happen. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. So just to wrap up, we have a few minutes left to say thank you for really being present, you know, just trying something new and going for it and being patient with yourself, or being patient with your impatient, whatever it may be, you know, it's a learning process. And this first class is really an introduction. So there's a lot of new material. And you all just were so engaged and beautiful with it. Thank you. And you can take with you this week, there's a few things, find what works for you, but you can play around with the shoulder rotations and feel into that. You can play around with the Dantian breathing, so that breathing that Tracy led, just becoming present, taking a pause from the busyness of life. Or you can think about what motivates you and what you want, where you want to go, what you're inspired to do. And we look forward to seeing you next week, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.